Okay, so welcome to our Fire and Grace team call. It is Monday, April 8th. Super excited to talk to you guys about our topic of getting out of a funk, because we all get in them. We were just kind of talking about before we started recording Super Saturday, and we know that, sometimes we're not able to get to those events, but we know that being able to get to those is super helpful in helping us get fired up. What I was just about to say before I started recording was that our July Super Saturday, we've talked about the other leaders with On Fire Empire about holding our own here in Tri-Cities, since we have so many local girls, and it's right around Summit, and possibly even thereafter, just having our own Tri-Cities one, unless there's like a really awesome super trainer that we want to go see in Portland, because it is a lot easier when it is local, and it's something that you don't necessarily have to spend the money or driving to go stay overnight. And we could always do like a staycation type thing where we have still like a team dinner or something the night before or after, or team lunch afterwards or something. But in July, I don't know the dates yet. I'll have to check them out. But that's kind of like what we have on our radar, is to do that Super Saturday here locally. So probably we'll get that, set up and get all the info to you guys all soon, so you can plan that and put it on your calendars. But I think it'll be super fun. It'll be also a really, really great way to get engagement from challengers, because you don't have to be a coach to come. You can invite current challengers who, you might see coaching someday, or might have interest in coaching, or even just your discount coaches or whatever, because you're still kind of breadcrumbing coaching in there, which is really cool for them to come do that, and just to get together with the team and do a group workout. I don't know if that's something a couple of us would just lead and kind of follow one of like the videos or whatever. But either way, it would be super fun to have it local. So that's kind of what we're thinking for July Super Saturday. If you're not able to make it to this one, even if you are able to make it, it'll be kind of fun to plan something in town, especially since it's so close to Summit. But let's get started. Bear with me. I'm super nasally still. I'm like, have a congestion cold, and I sound way better than I did Saturday night. I was losing my voice Saturday night, so at least I have a voice today. But I wanted to talk to you guys, and this topic came to me because I myself have been in a funk. It's something that literally every single coach in the company, I don't care if you're number 1 or number 57,000, everyone gets into a funk at some point or another, whether it's in your personal journey, your, fitness, your nutrition, life happens in your business. Like, there are millions of different factors that can happen throughout your journey that will kind of put you into that funk where you kind of like lose a little bit of momentum, you lose a little bit of motivation, you kind of forget your why, and you kind of doubt things and doubt what you're doing. And so I felt the need, like the best way to get out of a funk is to have a team call about it and talk about it. Right. So, that is definitely one thing that I have learned, is when you're in a funk, you need to recognize it. You need to recognize that you're in the funk. Like, what's going on? Like, are you, just be mindful of where you're at, whether it's in your journey or your business. If you feel like you're not moving forward, if you're feeling like you're not making progress, like, recognize that. It's not a bad thing. Everybody goes through it. It's totally normal. It doesn't matter, like I said, who you are, how long you've been in the business, whether you've been doing this for years, months, or days. Everyone has those moments where, they doubt themselves, or where they feel like they get, coach cancellation after coach cancellation. I had like 2 or 3, I think, while I was on the cruise. And you would think people would be like the opposite, not canceling. It happens, you guys. Hey, boys, I'm on a call. You need to get out. Nope, shut the door.
My pants.
Shut the door. Go get some pajama pants. Dad, can't help, clearly. Anyways, we all have those moments where we get into those funks, and we almost sometimes like paralyze ourselves and just don't do anything about it. And so I just kind of wanted to give you guys some good tips on how to navigate it when you get into that, mindset, and different ways to get out of it. There's a really, really good video by Steve Innes that Logan had posted a while back in On Fire Empire. I will post that in Fire and Grace after the call. But he talks about for 10, 11 minutes on how to get out of a funk. So I'm going to kind of give you some of the tips that he gives too. But the first one's recognizing it. Recognizing that, like you're in a lull, maybe you're feeling down about your business, it's not moving forward or things like that. And then self-evaluating. What is it that you feel you're in a funk for or from? So maybe it's, you're in a funk on your personal journey. Maybe you're not seeing the results that you want to see. Self-evaluate. Why are you not seeing those results? Check your nutrition. Are you following a meal plan? Are you using the containers? Are you following Tubi? Whatever it is, meal plan wise, that's for your meal plan. And if not, go back and figure out what bracket you should be in. And just be responsible for making sure that you are your own best critic, because you are. And we can be our own worst critic too, but you also have to be the opposite and be your best critic. Like, tell yourself, like, what is it that I really need to hone in on or focus on that is really kind of getting me in this funk right now? So maybe it's your nutrition, maybe it's your fitness, maybe you're having a really hard time squeezing in your workouts throughout your day, or you don't have a great schedule for your workouts. I know for me, I used to work out random times of the day. It depended on Kaysen's nap, or it depended on if I had errands to run that day or not, or if I was going to be home or this or that. And when I decided to schedule my workouts, okay, I'm doing them at, 5:30 in the morning or 6 in the morning or whatever time, or 1 in the afternoon. If I had a specific time where I knew that it was just non-negotiable, I had to do it, I was way more in depth to actually get up, drink my pre-workout and do it, because I knew that that was my only option. That's the only time that I had that day to do it. So scheduling those things. And it goes the same with your business. So looking at your business, self-evaluating, what is it you feel that you maybe need the most work in, instead of focusing on it all and saying, okay, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this, like this isn't working, I need to implement this. That is only going to overwhelm you and paralyze you, and you'll end up probably not even doing anything. So what I would do is focus on one specific area that you truly feel like you need the most help in, or the most, work in, or something that you need to really focus on, and take a couple hours that day or over a couple days and only focus on that. Maybe you feel like you haven't been filling your funnel, adding people, as followers, following people on Instagram, or adding friends on Facebook, whatever is sort of like your niche. Focus on that. Take a day and, whether it's power pockets of like 15, 20 minutes, or you have a solid stretch of 2 to 3 hours, literally just sit down and go follow people and just focus on that. Don't worry about saying like, okay, I need to do that, but I also need to invite, and I also need to, follow up with these people, and I also need to love bomb. Like I said, that you're just going to get overwhelmed. So focus on one thing at a time. If you're feeling like you're stuck, you're not having as many new people, or it's the same people following your stories, the same people liking your posts, and so you don't really have a ton of people to invite, focus on filling your funnel. Take a day or two, or shoot, a whole week, and just focus on that for as often as you can each day. And then the other part of that is, and I'm going to shoot this over to Lindsay, is making sure that you are not retreating, because that's going to be your biggest mistake, is not talking to people, totally like hiding from social media, hiding from the team, hiding from your coach. Like, Lindsay's going to touch on that a little bit more for us.
Hi, friends. Happy Monday, everybody. It's kind of funny. I put this hat on to hide my fro ball of hair, and then I realized, like, I'm going to be talking about the power of a tribe, and weird, my hat says tribe, so how cliche is that? But So you guys know, like, I've kind of had a rough beginning of the year. My grandmother passed away, who was honestly, like one of my best friends. And I really thought about that moment, and I really had two options. And it was, I'm going to take a break from social media. Nobody can know how I'm feeling. Like, I have to hide these feelings. It's not real. Or I lean into my tribe and I lean into my community and I talk about it. I read something somewhere online because my daughter has also been struggling with that. And it was just talking, like, it's okay to talk about these things. And I realized in that moment that every other hard thing I've been through in my life, I usually would bottle it up inside of me and I would self-sabotage myself. I'd, you know, go to Taco Bell, hide in the parking lot, you know, eat a whole pizza. Like, and I'm not exaggerating. Like, that was me. That was the old me. And so in the moment of when my grandmother passed away, I was like, I've come so far. Is this what she would want me to do? Would she just want me to, you know, stop my life and eat my feelings because of, you know, how I'm really feeling? Or would she want me to continue my journey and, you know, lean into the people who love me most? And so I realized, like, with this tribe, you guys, that's why we're here. Like, whatever it is that you need, like, you need to ask for help. And I will be honest, it is the hardest thing for me to ask for help, the hardest thing. But I've realized it's okay to be vulnerable. We all need help. We all have lives outside of Beachbody. Like, let's be honest. Most of us have full-time jobs. We have kids. We have families. We have houses to maintain. You know, the list goes on. Beachbody is probably not at the top. I would hope it's not. Like, we have things that come before Beachbody, but Beachbody helps us in those other parts of our lives. There's no reason I'd be right here where I am today without Beachbody. So ask for help. Like, for even those of you that I'm not your coach and you don't maybe know me, message me on Facebook, you guys. Like, I'm serious that I am not exaggerating when I talk to Renee and Heather every single day. I get on my Zoom calls every day because I need a positive interaction to start my day every day. And so maybe that's what you need. Maybe you need the community. Maybe you have a full-time job and you have kids and you can't leave your house very much, but your community is a Zoom call. Your community is a Marco Polo. Your community is a text message or a voice message. Like, that's what we're all here for, you guys. We all have bad days and we all struggle. And the best thing to do is to admit that you're struggling, like Renee said, and then to reach out for help. So asking for help, talking with your friends, getting on the Zoom workouts. There's a 4:30 Zoom workout group that Janae and Aubrey and Tyra and a bunch of girls do. Nicole does it. We have a 5:30 Zoom group that a bunch of us do. Even if you don't want to work out with us and you just need, like, hey, good morning, like, how's it going? Then do that. Because nothing is better than starting your day out on a positive note. I don't know about you guys, but the second that my workout's done, all hell breaks loose in my house and I'm screaming, or I used to be screaming and running out the door, but it's okay because I've already got my me time in. So now it's my kids and, you know, my life after that, and that's okay. Also, we usually have like monthly get-togethers. We haven't really had one since February because of the cruise and everything. I know some of you can't make it to Super Saturday, but sorry, I squirrel. Some of you can't make it to Super Saturday, but we're gonna have a group meetup in May and do like a live workout. Come to that, you guys, because community is how we are stronger together, and we need friendships. Some of you probably don't have a lot of close friends outside of Beachbody, but that's why we're here. Like, we are your friends. Like I told you guys, like, Renee and Heather are like my best friends. I talk to them every single day. I also bug Ashley with voice messages all the time too. Like, that's why we're here, you guys. And I love Marco Polo. If you guys don't know what Marco Polo is, it's basically like a messaging app that you can do like video messages to. So I literally can like turn it on in my car while I'm cooking dinner, and I don't have to like hold the button. I can just push it. So that's another really good thing. But plug into your challenge groups. Like, you know, you can disappear off social media, but what's that going to do? Like, that's not going to help you. You use, I think it's like, what's her face? Marrying Storm. What's her name? Amy Rada. Uses social media as her accountability partner. And you know that if you've been working out every day on social media and you've been posting it and you don't post it for a day, people are going to be like, oh, she fell off. But use that as your consistency, you guys. Like, that's why we're here. And if coaching is too overwhelming right now and you don't want to send invites and filling your funnels too much, cool. Guess what? It's your business. You get to do what you want with it, but don't disappear just because you're so overwhelmed in your life. Like, remember that no matter what, Beachbody and a discount coach is about your journey, and that you want to be where you are today without joining and without your workouts and without your nutrition and without this tribe. So just remember at the end of the day that inviting aside and love bombing aside and all that stuff, it's okay to take a break from that, but you can't take a break on yourself, because you are worth so much more than that. And we have worked our asses off to get to where we are today. Sorry, I just realized there's kids in the background. But anyways, I'm going to get off my soapbox, but I want you guys to know that I struggle. Renee struggled. Heather struggled. Ashley struggled. We all struggle. We are not perfect by any means, but I will tell you that our struggle is better because we message each other, because we text each other, because we plug into our tribes, because without you guys, honestly, I don't even want to think about where I would be right now. So I love you guys, and I'm so damn proud of this team. Like, look at this team right now. How many people do we have on this call? Like, that is absolutely incredible. And every single one of you are a vital piece of that. So you should be thankful that you are a part of this tribe. Love you guys.
Thank you, Lindsay. It is so true that just leaning in and sharing your struggles, whether it be in a post, and you don't have to like spill your entire guts on social media, you guys. You that's the beauty of your page, is you get to choose what you share. So you don't have to go in depth with, you know, all of everything that's going on in your life, but chances are you have followers who are going to relate to your struggles as well as relate to, you know, how you got through those struggles. So sharing that is really important to show them that you're human, and that, you know, you don't have to be perfect to be a part of this group and this tribe and this team. And it will help you to know that there are other people going through what you're going through, and knowing that you're not going through it alone. Because that's, like I said, a big part of why I, you know, chose this topic for tonight's call, is because we all go through those. And I feel like, especially this past month, and I think, you know, part of it's the weather, and just all of us have those seasons where we go through those funks where we're just like feeling bleh. Like, it just happens. And you just have to know that you're not alone, and to lean into your workouts, lean into your coach, lean into your tribe, like into the challenge group. I know for one thing, after this, I'm going to go into the challenge group and love bomb the heck out of everybody that's been posting in there, because that's something that I haven't been doing lately. And I know that's part of the reason why I'm feeling the way I am, because I get so much joy cheering other people on and cheering all of our challengers on and all of you guys on. And when I stop doing that, I feel it. And so it makes a huge difference when you remember to do those things. And I know sometimes it can seem sort of like mundane, doing the same things, but it really does help. It helps kind of breathe back that positivity into why we do this and why we love on each other and cheer each other on. Yeah, and we'll post those links in the group too, in like a photo album. That way you have them both. For some reason, our group is not letting us go into the cover photo lately. It's like not loading the comments. So we'll put like a photo album with both of them in the comments, so you can get to them. So again, just recognizing that you're in a funk, recognizing what you need to do and focus most on. Again, don't ever put yourself on the back burner, because that is what you are here for. We are here to take care of ourselves. For me, it doesn't matter if I'm in a funk with, you know, my coaching business or maybe my nutrition. For me, my workouts are pretty much non-negotiable, because that always makes me feel better every single day. And so my nutrition might not always be on point. I might not always work on my business every single day, but I always talk, you know, I always try to make sure that I post my sweaty selfie in the group for my own accountability and on my social media, because that is my accountability partner, and that I get that workout done. Now, obviously, like with me being sick and being on vacation, there are extenuating circumstances where you take a little bit more of a break, but get right back to it and share it. Even if that's the only thing you're sharing on your social media as a sweaty selfie, I don't care, because you're not, sharing necessarily for everybody else. Share for yourself first and foremost, to keep yourself accountable and show them that, like, hey, I'm kind of struggling with my nutrition right now, but I'm trying to focus on getting my workouts done. Can anyone else relate? Like, do you find it difficult or overwhelming when you're trying to do it all at once and make sure that everything's on track? Like, that's something that your followers can relate to. And making sure that you're reaching out, like I said, to the tribe, hopping on a Zoom call, even if it's just to say hi. You don't even have to work out with us or be doing the same workout. Just hop on to say good morning and say hi, because it really does help start your day when and that's probably part of the reason I've been in a little bit of a funk lately, is because my schedule's been so wonky with the vacation and all of that and trying to catch up on sleep. I haven't had my morning Zoom with the girls. And so it makes a huge difference in my mood and how sort of my day goes. So, thinking of doing something like that. And maybe it's even just like, a quick, maybe you don't want to get up at 5:30. That's okay. I know not everybody is super early morning people, but, just doing like a quick, like Lindsay said, Marco Polo, and starting like a group with a few girls that you connect to in the challenge group and being like, hey, good morning. Just wanted to say, hope you have a great day. Like anything like that, just lifting others up will make you feel better and just help fill your cup more. Yeah, nighttime I know there's a few nighttime people that work out at night. More power to you. You guys are amazing, because I can't do that. And then just, you guys, never ever feeling ashamed, never feeling like a failure, never feeling like you don't want to be vulnerable because you don't want people to be judging you because you're not doing this or not doing that. Like, don't ever feel like you can't tell us or tell your coach what you're struggling with. Because I have been in this business now almost 3 years. I have my 3-year coach anniversary next month. And there are still days where I go a week, 2 week stretch without inviting, without following up with people, without following new people. And it doesn't mean that I don't take days where I catch up, but I self-reflect and I say, okay, I can tell my funnel's kind of drying up. I can tell that I haven't been talking to people. And so I do my best to take the next day and take some time to get back on track with that and to do something that I know is going to make me happy. With coaching, the thing I love most is loving on people. It's the best feeling to go and connect with people and create those relationships and love on people. And so when I know that that's something I need to focus on, I'll go through my followers or people that are watching me and I'll go to their pages and love on them. And I'll set a timer, and I don't necessarily go with numbers, but I'll set a timer and do it for a specific time. But yeah, it's so hard. I know when things are going on in your personal life, to put that aside and put on a smiley face and post on social media and act like everything's okay. But you don't have to do that. You can share that you're struggling and that you're focusing on one aspect of your health and fitness journey right now until you get through whatever it is that you're going through. But just plug into your tribe and don't feel like maybe if you're taking, a step back with coaching right now, or if your nutrition isn't perfect right now, that you're not a true coach, because those are lies. Those are lies that are filling in your head. You're not. I know that people have used the word fraud, like I'm a fraud. I'm not eating perfectly to the meal plan, or I'm not getting my workouts in every day, or like, you're not a fraud. You're a human. Coaches, that's the beauty of being a Beachbody coach. We're humans and we get to share our journey. It's no one else's journey but our own to share. And we're going to share every freaking part of it, because none of us are perfect and we are all relatable to someone out there, which is why people have joined us. This is why all of you guys are out here, because one of you related to your coach in some way, because of their story. And maybe it was the struggle part, or maybe it was, the triumph part, or whatever it is. But sharing that story and sharing your journey, the ups and especially the downs, is what is going to build that trust with your people and your followers, to see that you don't have to be, a ripped six pack or perfectly, fit, or work out 2 hours a day, or any of those kinds of things to do what we do. And people are going to see that. And so just sharing that and leaning in to coaching and leaning into the tribe are probably going to be the biggest things that you can do for yourself to get yourself out of that funk. Another thing that Steve Innes had said on that video is, he said, I've done tons of other jobs, and I love this job 10 times more than any other job that I've done. But there are still going to be days where you still have that kind of lull, or you just kind of get into that mood where you're just kind of like, meh, and that's okay. I mean, it's like that with any job that you're going to have, but just like I said, recognize it and remember all the things that you love about coaching and all the positive things that it brings to your life. And don't forget that. Like, yes, there are going to be hard days. Yes, there are going to be seasons where you're pushing harder, or where, you have more cancellations, or you have more no's than you've ever gotten before, whatever it is. But you have to push through that, because I swear on the other side, there's continued positivity, continued encouragement. I mean, this community is incredible, you guys. You guys all know this. If you've been to a live event, or if you've been to one of the get-togethers, you know how powerful the community can be. And so don't forget that part of it, and don't forget to talk about that part of it, and lean into the community, because that right there is going to be a huge help for you in getting back on track and focusing on what it is that you need most to kind of get out of that bad place that you might be in. Another huge thing, and this is one of our vital behaviors that the company teaches us, is personal development. And I'm going to have Heather talk a little bit more about that, because I know it's super easy to do, but it's also super easy not to do and to push to the side. So she's going to talk to us a little bit about that real quick.
Okay. This actually, we were talking about funks, and I feel like I've kind of been in a funk off and on for the last couple months too. I don't know like what it is. I think the weather started it, but I think one thing when I get in a funk and I'm looking at like recognizing it, like what is this funk? Usually I'm not doing personal development. And I watched a call today, and the coach on it like said it perfect. I'd see these books out there that people were like, oh, this book changed my life, and oh, it was great. And then I'd go get that book, and it wouldn't really do anything for me, because that book wasn't where I was struggling. And so it's really important to like recognize where you're struggling and what you're struggling with, and then picking personal development that has to do with that specific area. Not just some random thing. The other thing that I've kind of noticed, and Leslie actually was the one that kind of pointed it out to me, is we were doing like a Bible study book together. And she was like, but I need a business-minded book too that I can do for personal development. And I was like, oh, well, that's interesting, because I just put those to the side and just like do like personal development that has nothing to do with like business or anything like that. So I thought that was really interesting too. So after listening to that call this morning, I was like, I know that that's what I'm missing, because when I was doing it for like 15 minutes a day and making that one of my daily behaviors before anything else, I was not feeling that funk. I wasn't feeling as anxious or as stressed out or any of those things. And I think like Girl Wash Your Face was like one of those huge ones for me. Like what I was like loving listening to that, I would just listen to it in the car. So if you don't have time to sit down with a book, I love books. I like to like write in them and all that kind of stuff. But if you don't have the time to do that, you can get it on the audiobooks, get it on Audible. And when you're running the kids around to practices, or you're sitting waiting for them at a practice, stick it on, listen to it for 15 minutes. And there's always something that will like strike you and be like, oh my gosh, like I don't know, it just changes my mindset immediately. So I love to write down those quotes and those kind of things. So a few things that I was going to share, and this one, I've gone back to this one several times. So nutrition always seems to be like one of the main struggles for everyone. I mean, it just is. Sugar and all of that is just so difficult. So this book is Made to Crave. I don't know if you can see it, but it's so good. All about like why we crave and how we were created to crave, but it wasn't to crave those foods and those kind of things. So it really gives you a mindset adjustment as to why you're craving things, because usually when we're grabbing for those sugary things or whatever, we're doing it mindlessly. We're not thinking about it. We're just doing it. And sometimes it's to fill like some emotional void or whatever it might be. So that is a great book if you struggle with like cravings and those kind of things. It is like a religious based book. So just know that. I got this book. This is kind of funny, but I won this book for Hitting Success Club like a long time ago, and it's been sitting on my shelf. And as I was thinking about how I never have a good like business book, and I also really struggle with like self-confidence and just believing in myself for things, I thought I would love to read this. And this is about how extraordinary people become that way. And so it's all about high performance habits, and they're very basic, but it goes along with what Renee was saying too, is like you wake up every day in every situation you go into, who do I want to be? Who do I want to be today? Like as a mom, who do I want to be today as a wife? Who do I want to be today as a coach or a sister or a teacher or whatever? And so just really like getting your mind set on that in the morning. So I'm loving that book so far. And then there's just a couple other ones, but we do have a list, I believe, in our group under the files, I believe. I'll double check it, but I think we have like based on like what you might be struggling with, some different books that might work for you, but also like throw it out there in the challenge group or in our coaches group if you're struggling with something specific, and we can get you some recommendations. And if we don't have them, we can get them out of like On Fire Empire or like a bigger group, just to like make sure you're focusing on the things that you're struggling with, and make sure you're taking that time for you every day. I know we do our workbooks, our workouts and all of those things, but we also need to feed our mind. And I'm a teacher and I love to learn. And so like I get so excited and feel so good when I like learn some new tool to use. And so I feel like that's what personal development really does for me, is it like fuels my mind and it gets me excited about using some new tool that's going to help me overcome something I struggle with. So that's pretty much what I have on personal development.
Yes, I love it. Thank you so much. We will make sure to transfer that album or file over to Fire and Grace. I know that it's in On Fire Empire, but I don't think we've transferred it over yet. So we'll make sure to do that so you guys have access to it. It's literally like listed by like what you need basically. Like if you're needing a business PD, if you're needing confidence PD, if you're needing help with like, you know, emotional eating and things like that. And so it's a really, really great list to go off of books that a lot of successful coaches have read and recommended. So Lindsay just posted that. Awesome. Thanks, Carl. So yeah, you guys, it is so easy to, you know, we'll have months where we have all this momentum and all this excitement and all this fire, and we're just like ready to do all the things and like, okay, I'm going to go like superstar diamond coach this month. And like, you're so jacked up and excited. And then the next month it can be like, phew, like that easy. It happens. And I want you to know that it's okay. And I want you to know that it's normal. But in order to get out of that place, you have to recognize it first yourself, and you have to ask for help. So retreating and hiding and, you know, not plugging into the group, not plugging into coaching or posting on social media, retreating and hiding is going to keep you in that funk even longer. It's going to last way longer than it would if you were to recognize it, focus on a specific area that you need the most help in, and ask for help. Reach out to the tribe, reach out to your coach, you know, and it doesn't have to be your coach. If there's someone else's story on the team that you really relate to, or you saw a post where they posted about their struggle too, we're all here for each other. Like, I would reach out to any one of you if I saw a post that I was like, oh my gosh, like that was so me today. Like, I don't care if we haven't even met yet. Like, don't feel uncomfortable doing those things, because that's what we're here for. That's what this community is about, is stepping out of our comfort zones. And we all know that good things come from doing that, because if you hadn't stepped out of your comfort zone to even start this journey in the first place, like we wouldn't be where we're at. So just feel comfortable being vulnerable with us, or whoever it is that kind of you feel the most comfortable with, reach out to them, reach out in the group, reach out in the team page, whatever it is. So I just wanted to kind of have that call to put it out in the open that it's normal. It is something that happens to all of us, that we all go through those seasons of coaching, but also recognizing why we continue to coach, why we continue to, go on this journey and be on this journey and do what we do, because it is truly such a fulfilling job to get to do what we do. And your followers are following you for a reason. So it's, not because you're a perfect coach who preaches, 100% on track with everything. It's because you're human, and because they can relate to you in some way, and you can't forget that. And holding yourself accountable with your social media is going to be such a huge part in keeping you more plugged in and more on track. And like I said, if you're not even sure how to post your struggle, if you're going through something personal, or if you're going through, family stuff or whatever, and you honestly don't even know how to post it because there's things that you want to keep private or this or that, but you want to share something, reach out to your coach or to one of us, or, in the page, and say, hey, someone you trust, that you can talk to them a little bit about your situation and ask if they can help you out with a post, or how to maybe kind of navigate sharing that. Leslie, my sister-in-law, Leslie Sullivan, is amazing at being vulnerable and sharing things on social media without going too far. I'm pretty positive we have an OFE team call about vulnerability that she's done before, so I will find that and share that in the team page too. Oh my gosh, you guys, I keep getting like nasal blocks, and it keeps making me sound super nasally when I talk. But there are ways to share your journey, even with those downs, without it being like a down post every day. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of have to share the ups too, and how you're getting through that funk, or getting through what you're going through. So I just want you guys to know that we're all here for you, and we all are, we all have those seasons in our life, and we just have to keep moving forward and keep remembering why we're here, and all the good things that are still to come. And I just am so excited for Super Saturday this weekend. I'm excited for our next get together, and even just our next call. And like I said, if you are up early, hop on the Zoom and say hi, or pop into the team page and be like, hey, anybody want a Marco Polo? I need a quick pick me up, or a quick positivity boost. Like, anytime you need us, we're here. So just wanted to let you guys know that. Thank you all so, so much for hopping on. If you're going through a struggle right now, write it down. And then I want you to write down what it is that you could focus on right now to best help you work on that struggle, if that makes sense. So like, if you're struggling with something specific in the business, write it down, and then think about what it is that you could really focus on, maybe taking the next 5-10 minutes to help boost your confidence, or give you a positivity boost with that. Maybe you need personal development. Maybe you need to go love bomb on some people. Maybe you need to go through and thank some people for following your journey. Whatever it is, just go and do that for a few minutes, because I guarantee it's going to give you that little positivity boost that you need, and kind of help get you more on track where you want to be. So love you guys. I'm so excited to see a lot of you this weekend. And if I don't get to see you this weekend, I will see you on our next team call and our next get together, hopefully. And I needed this call as much as you guys all did because we haven't had a call in a while. I feel like it's just been kind of off with all of the trips and everything in the schedule. So excited to see you. There should be an On Fire Empire call tomorrow night too. So I'll probably be hopping on that because, you know, these calls are another way to plug in. They're another way to plug into your community. You don't even have to talk, but just hearing other coaches and, you know, getting to see everyone's faces, I know puts a smile on my face. So it definitely fills my cup. And okay, yeah. So tomorrow, definitely guest speaker, you're going to want to be on it. So 6:30 tomorrow for On Fire Empire. If you can't be on live or can't be listening, make sure to catch the recording. But it's so much more powerful when you're able to hop on live, like getting, like I said, to see everybody's faces, get to say hi before the call starts and chat in the comments and just connect, you guys. That's why we're here, is to connect with people. We are, you know, network marketing, and, you know, that has an icky term, but networking is not a bad thing. It's a good thing when you get to network with people and connect and relate to other people who have similar interests and similar things that you're going through. So I hope you all have a wonderful night. I will get the recording up as soon as it gets loaded and all of that stuff. And you guys can either rewatch it or share it with your girls. And like I said, if you need us, we're here for you. So have a great night, ladies.
Love you guys. Bye, girls.